Hey guys, this is Barrett from Espresso Outlet, and today we're going to do some urban espresso. And just kind of how do you do that? Well, we have our new Turin Grinders portable espresso machine. So today I got the Turin TrekBrew as well as the TrekGrind and some other accessories. We've got our Mexican Oaxaca that I roasted on our Collider roaster about a week ago. Just need some sort of a cup, and I'm just using some bottled water today. So we're just going to make this in the back of my SUV. This is just kind of down the street from where the shop is at, and it's just kind of nice. You grab lunch and can sit up here. You can watch the trains go by, kind of see over the city. A little bit of urban espresso for you today. So let's get going. So to begin with, let's just kind of open up our package. Have our nice Turin hard shell. We have a cloth. This doesn't come with it, but let's just take a look at our main items. This is our brewer, and it will heat the water for you about 4 to 5 times. If you use some sort of a kettle, you can go quite a few more times than that. Screw off the bottom, you can see we actually have a 51 millimeter portafilter basket. This is the real deal. It's not some sort of a pressurized pod. It's a 51 millimeter basket. You can see at the top a little bit of water from using it earlier, but this area does heat it, and this is kind of like your water chamber. And then going with that, we have it's a tamper. It's a 51 millimeter palm tamper, as well as a funnel, and we'll show you this all in use. And then just kind of like a rubber protective thing that holds it all together. So we'll put that off to the side here. Next, we have our TrekGrind, and it's just a battery operated grinder. You can see how it has space savings, so you can pull it down, and when you turn it into this middle, it locks into place. And then you continue turning it, and it unlocks. The adjustment mechanisms on the bottom, really, once you get it set up, you're probably not going to need to move it that much. Has a magnetic lid, pretty slick little motorized grinder. Now, you could use like maybe a hand grinder. Maybe you already have a hand grinder. You're going to use like one of our H40s. That will fit in this case as well. So that's just kind of like a tip, but I kind of like the battery. It makes it really nice and easy. And then the last is we have this 3-piece stand. Let's go ahead and put it together. You just kind of loop it through like so, and the pieces lock together. So nice little brew stand. Makes it easy to hold your brewer. And then the last thing I'm going to pull out is we have our little Turin mini scale. It fits perfectly in this cradle. I've tested it on this carpet. I've done this a couple times, and I know it works pretty well, so I can turn that on like so. Let's get going on preparing some beans. As I mentioned, we have these Mexican beans. Make a pretty nice espresso shot. So let's weigh out some coffee. I'm going to use the base of the grinder to hold our beans, and today I'm doing about 16 grams. It says it can go up to 18. I find 16 to be kind of the sweet spot with this grinder and this brewer. Okay, so we got our 16 grams. Let's go ahead and grind it. So just remove the cap, magnetic cap, dump it in like so. Put our magnetic cap back on, and you'll want to lock it kind of in that middle position. And to turn it on, it's a double click of this button. I will say it charges via USB-C, so that's really handy if you're kind of out and about. Most phone chargers are going to be USB-C. So the cool thing about the TrekGrind is it can detect when the beans are done grinding. It just detects the amount of torque that's on the motor, and it'll run a few more seconds to clear out any small particles, and then it will just turn off automatically. So if for whatever reason it does turn on in your bag, it's probably going to turn off relatively quickly. So kind of give it a little tap down, and we have all of our coffee grounds ready there. So let's prepare our puck. And again, we have this precision, nice, I mean, it's really cool basket. You can see really nice basket, 51 millimeter, kind of similar to like a La Pavani. And let's put our dosing funnel on, and you'll see it fits on pretty much perfectly, magnetic mount. So it's really easy to prepare. And I don't have any WD-T tool. I mean, we're out here just after lunch, making a nice cup of coffee, so it's not going to be perfect. Just enjoying this beautiful weather. If you have a little pocket WDT, I believe it does come with one. You can break up your grounds like so. But we're just going to tamp it real quick, have our palm tamper. It does have some ridges on it. We'll show you here in a second. Again, that's a nice little setup. And we have our puck. So, I mean, it's basically the real deal on the go. Next, let's prepare the water. And I recommend putting this on before you do the water. Otherwise, you're going to have a thing full of water. You don't really have to. It's kind of up to you because you do have this lid that seals quite nicely. I've just kind of become accustomed to putting this on first. If we read our instructions, a single long click is to heat, and a double click will begin the brew. So let's top this off with some water and let it heat up. I'm going to go about 2.4 ounces or so because we do have some puck saturation. And let's get it heated up. Being outdoors, we have a little bit of a glare, but when you do that long press, you can see how you get the heat symbol. So it's going to take a few minutes to heat up, and then we'll pull the shot. You can tell it's getting hot because we can start seeing some bubbles popping up. I do recommend keeping this lid on just so that you keep all the heat in, but I wanted to show you that heating up. Okay, so we just missed it, but when it's done heating, you'll hear it beep several times, and that's how you know it's ready to brew. So let's grab our cup and throw it on our turn scale. Let's do about 30 to 32 out. There is going to be a train go by, so it might get a little bit loud. So it does have a short pre-infusion. The train was going by, you couldn't hear it. It does a nice little pre-infusion with the pump, so you're going to hear it run for a few seconds, wet that pump, and then pause. I'm going to turn it off. We're at about a little over, about 33, and it's going to keep running in a second. But pretty much perfect shot for what I'm looking for today. We'll try it out here in a second. Okay, so the moment of truth. Throw our towel down just in case there's any drips. Let's take a look at this. Got some nice crema on top. A couple weeks old beans. Been making some really good milk drinks with this, Mexican Chiapas. Let's give it a quick try. It's really good, and it's like perfectly heated. It's not going to be like a screaming hot shot. I think a lot of people, they have their espresso machines running too hot. That conical grinder really brings out the sweetness in a lot of these more chocolatey beans. Some of those flat grinders, it makes them a little bit more tart. So I've really been enjoying that conical grinder quite a bit. I've used my H40 with it as well. Let's do another taste. So we'll go sip on that here in a bit, but let's go clean up. To clean up, usually just kind of give it a pat. And I want to spill it. You do have a nice little espresso puck. And what I typically do is I grab a paper towel and I'll knock it onto a paper towel. And I'll wipe out the inside with my towel. So nice little Turin cookie right there. Next, if there's any water in the top, because I did stop it a little bit short, I'm just going to dump it on the ground. It's just fresh water. And let's give the bottom of it a quick wipe down. Last but not least, a couple coffee grounds in here. Not too bad. Wipe it out as well. If you have some fresh water, if you got some stuck on coffee grounds, that's perfectly fine. So pack her up, slide it back in. Let's take our stand apart. This slides apart like so, super easy. Going to slide those pieces in there like that. Let's turn off our scale. Let's flip the switch off. And to protect the top, I'm just going to throw my towel on. So there you have it. There's the new Turin Trek. It's a really cool setup. You can pretty much make a cafe quality espresso pretty much anywhere. So a lot of people that come to mind is people that are going to work, maybe you want it in your office. There's a lot of hunters and hikers and people that enjoy the mountains that I think this would just be a really cool addition to some of your travel setup. So maybe you're out on the run, travel quite a bit, you can have that nice cafe quality espresso anywhere that you go. But thanks for tuning in today. I had a lot of fun, kind of more urban. Next time, maybe we'll go out to the country or something, but for today, thanks for watching.